Hello students, I hope you had a good break. This is your introduction to week 15. So I wanted to give a quick rundown of the next couple weeks because we're coming to the end of the class right now. So here in week 15 we've got only one chapter, but you actually have two lectures for this week. I'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to point out a couple things on the syllabus. So chapter 9 in Stanovich, you will have a full discussion board for this week, so the normal turning in your post on Wednesday and then follow-up post by Friday. This is your last full week discussion board. Next week's discussion board will be shorter. So also your big assignment, your lit review, is due this week. So hopefully you got some really great feedback, whether it was from me or from other students on your lit review, and you've made some changes and made it even better. You've even gone back and reread a few things in your articles to add things to your papers. I'm really excited to see how those turn out in the end. So with this, your final lit review will also start to be turned into a poster that's due in week 16. So I will have another video in the beginning of week 16 to explain in a lot more detail about that poster presentation, because essentially in an in-person class I would have people literally present the posters in about 4 or 5 minutes in front of the class really briefly, or sometimes set up a poster session in the classroom where people can wander around, like half the class wanders around, half the class presents. But in this kind of context, you will prepare and then present a poster online in a video format kind of like this. So this video that you're watching, I am doing a screen recording. You can see my face on this side. You can see some content on this side. That's essentially what you'll be doing, then recording that and then either uploading the file or having a video link. So you'll submit your actual poster that you're creating, and you'll also submit a video file. So that is what your poster presentation is. It's all content from your lit review, so there's no new content. You already are hopefully a master of this material. So this is just another way to present research and give you a little bit of experience. Other people in the class won't see this. This will be a just simply for me to see and then grade those presentations, but it'll give you a little experience. In next spring, there is another undergrad poster presentation session. So if you are still here at Salt Lake Community College, or even if you're somewhere else, you could actually present this poster in a setting of a research conference. So this is going to be open to all departments, not just psych department, but it could be a really great opportunity to get a little bit of experience with a poster presentation, something to put on your resume or a CV. So that could be really great. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, because since you already have that content in mind, it's all coming from your lit review, you can start working on that so you're a little bit prepared for that. Because another thing that will be happening later on in the weeks is the final exam. So the final exam will open on the final exam week. I might actually open it on this Sunday, but as for right now, the final exam scheduled days, I'll need to make sure that I can open it early. Because the exam days are the 12th, 13th, and 14th, so it will definitely be open those days. It might have to close on 5 on this day. Again, I'll have to check the actual dates, but it will be open those days. So with that, this will be our last official day of class, which in an online class just means I'm not going to have other things being turned in these couple days. The last thing to be turned in will be the final exam. So hopefully that gets you a little update on what's going to happen these next couple weeks as we come to the end of the class. You've got a discussion board this week, you've got a final lit review, start working on your poster presentations, and a couple more chapters in Stanovich to cover before the end of the course. So for week 15 specifically, I want you to read Stanovich chapter 9. With that, I do have a Stanovich chapter 9 lecture that you will view. I also have a turning your poster presentation into, or turning your paper into a poster lecture. So you did see that already earlier on in class, I think in week 9 or so, but it's here again to give you a reminder of how to turn your paper into a poster. Your discussion board this week is pretty similar to one that you did right before the midterm. Essentially, you will be writing a couple example questions. So just to be clear, these are not the questions that I'm using in the final exam. The final exam is already written, it's already prepped. This is just a way for you to make up questions and quiz yourself with other people's questions and just get some preparation for the exam. And I wanted to do that this week rather than next week because it's a full discussion board week versus next week it'll be a shorter discussion board week. So I think that is all I wanted to share with you before this week. So again, there's a little bit fewer lecture videos. Next week we'll have 2 lecture videos, but this week you just have Chapter 9 to give you a little bit more time to finish up and finalize your literature review. Hopefully those are great. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they end up.